Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be going over a complete guide for shiny hunting in Pokemon Legends EA. All the numbers, all the gimmicks, over 10 different methods to break down today. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's just go over a quick recap of the shiny hunting numbers for Pokemon Legends EA. So just as we've had in previous games, the shiny hunting odds in Pokemon Legends EA are a 1 in a 4,096 chance of finding a shiny. It does seem a little bit higher than that because of how many shiny Pokemon people are finding, but those are the numbers. Now, of course, you can also get the shiny charm in Pokemon Legends EA by completing level 50 on Mabel's research, and this will boost your shiny odds up to a 1 in a 1,024 chance of finding a shiny Pokemon. So it's definitely worth doing. Obviously, the difficult part of this is that you have to get through 1,000 battles. Either way, though, those are the shiny odds in Pokemon Legends EA. As well as that, we have a huge update to go over by Anubis, one of the data miners in the community, regarding having 10 shiny Pokemon in your game at once. So the Anubis tweet reads saying, this mechanic is resistant to player KO, flying, sleeping, rebooting, etc. So this is the final update. There is only room to store 10 uncaught shiny Pokemon. If your entire shiny storage is filled, so all 10 shiny Pokemon are in a game at once, you'll still encounter shiny Pokemon, but any you do not catch will erase older Pokemon. So it has now been confirmed that a new shiny will spawn and it will erase an older shiny. So in this example, my shiny stash is full with these 10 Pokemon. The slots are filled in order of when they were found. So they found shiny Crocodile first and they found shiny Kakuna last. Now, what happens then if I find this new shiny Cleffa? So if I catch it right away, then nothing happens to my stash. So as soon as you find a shiny and you've already got 10 in your game, if you catch it straight away, the other 10 shinies are fine. But if I choose to leave it uncaught, the Crocodile in slot 1 will be lost. Everything is bumped up to the next slot and the Cleffa is inserted into slot 10. So for shiny Pokemon in this game, if you have 10 in your game, then another shiny will spawn. If you don't catch it, the first shiny you found from those 10 will disappear, and that Cleffa will then take the number 10 spot. So you can still find shiny Pokemon even if you have 10 stored in your game already, and if you don't catch it straight away, it will delete the first shiny that you found, which is a great update because a lot of people were super confused about this. Now we're going to move on to the different methods for shiny hunting in Pokemon Legends EA. The first one is the Lysandre Labs teleport method. This is a really good method for shiny hunting Honedge, Doublade, Noivern, and it's super fast, especially if you have a turbo controller here. So you want to go to Lysandre Cafe once you've unlocked it at the later stages of the game, and then all you're going to do is go through here, and then there is a teleporter down here, and all you have to do is literally just keep clicking A. Now, of course, with a turbo controller, this is incredibly easy because it will just keep clicking A on its own. So you can technically AFK it if you have the turbo controller. If not, you can literally just keep clicking A. And what that's going to do is it's going to spawn the Honedges and the Doublade in here. So all of these are going to roll as a shiny. And then as well as that, on the, I think it's the left-hand side of this area, there is a Noivern that spawns as well. So yeah, Noivern is right there. So you can easily AFK Noivern and Honedge and Doublade in Pokemon Legends EA by just simply clicking A as well. I think as well as this, now don't quote me on this, but I think you might also be able to AFK this by just clicking the down button on your analog stick, just as you do in Area 3 Wild Zone, which we'll talk about later. This might re-roll the Noivern. I'm not 100% sure if it is in range, because apparently it's 50 meters. We're not 100% sure about that yet. But yeah, the Noivern over here, it might be in range, but I definitely recommend just doing this one because obviously you have a chance of Honedge and Doublade and Noivern instead of just Noivern. And like I say, if you have a turbo controller, even easier to do because you can just keep clicking A. But either way, that is the Lysandre Lab method in Pokemon Legends EA. The next method that we're going to be going over today is the AFK method. Now, I just spoke about this earlier on in the video, but the best spot to AFK shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Legends EA is, of course, Wild Zone 3. You probably know about this method, but I'm including it in today's video because it is a complete guide. Very easy to do. You can do this without a turbo controller or anything like that. All you have to do is just hold down on the analog stick, and that's all you got to do. It's so easy. It's the quickest shiny hunting method that you don't even have to do anything about. It literally just keeps resetting spawns over and over and over again. Now, of course, it is only in a 50-meter radius. Apparently, it could be 70. We're still a little bit unsure about that. So all the Pokemon in a 50 to 70-meter radius around you will re-roll as a shiny every single time you enter and exit this building. Now, of course, to AFK, you just put a rubber band on it, and then it's just going to do it whilst you're doing something else. You can go eat, you can go sleep, you can do anything. As long as it keeps running up and down, it will constantly respawn Pokemon which have a chance to be shiny. Now, because we know that you can have 10 shiny Pokemon in your game at once, if you find 10 doing this method and then another one spawns, it will just obviously delete the first one that you found. But like I say, you just run up and down. You can do it AFK, you can do it manually, whatever floats your boat. And then, of course, you go around and you take a look at all the Pokemon that have spawned. And then, of course, if you will hear the shiny sound if a shiny has spawned. Again, apparently it doesn't hit these Pikachu, which is really unfortunate because a lot of people want shiny Pikachu for shiny Mega Raichu when the DLC drops. But yeah, all the Pokemon in this sort of range will roll. And, of course, the shiny Litleo, which a lot of people have been getting, is the main prize. But either way, that is the AFK shiny hunting method in Pokemon Legends EA. Coming up next, we're going to be going over the fast travel method for Pokemon Legends EA, one of the most OP shiny hunting methods we've ever had in a Pokemon game. Incredibly easy to do, and you will get a lot of shiny Pokemon doing this method. Now, when you spawn at a new location in a radius of around 50 meters, again, we're still unsure about the total number, people are still doing tests, but let's just say 50 meters for this example because we know it works. In a 50-meter radius around your fast travel spot, you will have all of the Pokemon in that radius re-rolling to be a shiny. So let's say I fast travel to Wild Zone 5 really quickly. I then put a pin down here, and then I run away from the pin. Once that hits 50, that's the radius of Pokemon that will spawn. So 50 is there. So all of the Pokemon in this 50-meter radius will have a roll as a shiny. So this is very, very useful for shiny hunting Pokemon because you can just constantly spam fast traveling and then you will always roll for another shiny. So let's take Froakie, for example. Let's say you really, really want to shiny hunt Froakie. So obviously Froakie will have a roll. You'll have Alpha Ampharos having a shiny roll. You'll have the Metatites over there having a shiny roll. The Flaffy will roll. The Phalanx in there will roll. And then, of course, it also hits Wild Zone 5 as well. So within that 50-meter radius, which, again, I'm still running away from, all the way over here, all the Pokemon around that radius will roll as a shiny. So again, it has to be in the 50-meter radius. So unfortunately, it doesn't hit the Venopedes at the very back here, but it will hit the Bellsprouts and stuff. Again, the Venopedes are just out. You can see there the 50 over there. But like I say, you can do this absolutely anywhere. So this is just one location that I've done, but you could do it at Wild Zone, I don't know, Wild Zone, I don't know, 15, for example. Let's just go here. So I'll go to Wild Zone 15, and then I'll put down a marker here really quick. And then from here, all the Pokemon that are in this 50-meter radius will have a roll as a shiny. So obviously all the way over here. So all the Pokemon up to this spot will roll as a shiny. So the Pumpkaboos will roll. All the Pokemon on the buildings will also roll as well. It literally affects everything in a 50-meter radius. Absolutely broken. Could be more than 50. We're still working it out. But that is one of the most OP shiny hunting methods you can do in Pokemon Legends EA right now. The next shiny hunting method that I'm going to be showing you guys today is the bench method. Now, this is also a very good method to use for resetting spawns. I've already gone over it in a previous video, but this is the complete guide, so of course I have to go over it again. I'm going to use Fennekin as an example for this part of the video, but over here in Wild Zone 18, you can see Fennekin spawns over there. But as well as that, you also get Altaria, Swablu, Bagons down there, Salamence down there, and all you have to do is literally go to a bench next to a Pokemon that you're trying to reset and just kill time. That's all you have to do. And then when it plays this cutscene and goes from day to night or night to day, all those Pokemon will respawn again and of course have a chance to be shiny. Now, these benches are all over the city. You can do this for Pokemon like Horlucha, obviously Fennekin here. They're generally everywhere. And as long as that Pokemon is in the radius, then it will respawn that Pokemon. So obviously it's Noivern and Noibat now. you've got the Bagon and the Salamence down there. The Fennekin is obviously over there. It's a different Fennekin though. You can just keep doing this every single time, kill time. And again, if you have a turbo controller, it's even better because you can just AFK with this method. Turbo controllers are completely OP in this game for shiny hunting. I don't know if Game Freak knew how OP turbo controllers were going to be when they were designing these methods, but either way, as you can see, it's a new day. I'm just going to walk through here. No shiny Fennekin, no shiny Altaria and everything like that. But either way, that is how you easily shiny hunt Pokemon with the benching method in Pokemon Legends EA. The next shiny hunting method that we're going to be going over today is day and night spawns. Now, I have already covered this in a previous video, but it is another shiny hunting method that you can do. This is very useful if there's no benches around you or anything like that, because this is available to use to shiny hunt any Pokemon. Like, you can soft reset any Pokemon by doing this method. So for example, here I am in Wild Zone 13, and as you can see at the top left of my map, my day-night counter is about to change. You'll also get a message that pops up as well saying that it's about to change from like day to night or whatever. And once you see that message, so night is falling over the city, you want to save your game, because once you reload the game after soft resetting, it will reset all of the spawns. So I'm just going to wait for a little bit longer. Again, you want to save it as close as possible to night falling over the city. So I'm going to save it again here. And then it might take a little bit longer. I'm going to save it again. Again, you want to get it as close as possible so you're not spending ages of time kind of waiting for this night to change. I'm going to save it again because I can get even closer to it. And then it should fall. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Again, you want to get it as close as possible. And get one more in. One more cheeky save in. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. And then there you can see. So night changes to day, or day changes to night, wherever you are in kind of like your day-night cycle. So once this happens and it goes from day to night or night to day, it will reset all of the spawns in the area. So if there are certain Pokemon that you can't reach because of like there's no bench around or anything like that, this is incredibly useful. So let's say I'm looking for Trevenant or Phantom here. Obviously, no shiny Trevenant or Phantom, so all I'm going to do is soft reset the game, because I'm going to load back in at the spot I was, and then it's going to play the cutscene again, and then it's going to re-roll those Pokemon once again. So again, it's not the best method, but if there are no benches nearby or anything like that, then it's perfect for it, because you can literally kind of, I guess, put yourself anywhere in the map and then activate this method. Of course, if you're getting attacked and you're getting aggroed and stuff, you won't be able to save it, so you have to be sneaky and stuff. But as you can see, it's just reset the Phantom again, the Trevenant, Scythers, Pincers, everything like that. Like, there's not really a bench, I don't think, in this area, and the 50-meter fast travel might not reach certain Pokemon, so it's very, very useful for that. I don't mind the method. It's not the most efficient, but it is useful in any situation, which is why it's still a decent method in Pokemon Legends EA. Either way though, that's the day and night cycle. The next method that we're going to be going over today is the Wild Zone 20 runaround method, which is a bad name for it. I don't know what else to call it, but either way, once you complete Pokemon Legends EA, Wild Zone 20 will unlock for you. And within this zone, you get loads of starter Pokemon. You get the Kanto starters, and you also get the Pokemon Legends EA starters as well. Now, something that you could do is just fast travel to this location. You do sometimes get starters spawning here. You also can get Malamar and stuff like that. But I think a much more efficient method is literally just by running around this location, you will respawn and despawn a ton of Pokemon. So obviously that Malamar's gone, the Gardevoir's there, and the starters do spawn at the front and the back of Wild Zone 20. So as you're running around, you're spawning new starters and you're also despawning starters at the other end. So like I say, all the starters spawn here in regards to Kanto and the Legends EA starters. Scrafty's there, Hippowdon spawns here. But yeah, Chikorita, Totodile, Tepig, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, they all spawn here. Lucario spawns here as well. You can just keep running around and it will keep respawning and despawning these Pokemon. It does take a while to get around it, which is a shame, but luckily, as you're going around, it's not just the starters that you're respawning and despawning. Haven't seen any starters yet, which is a little bit unfortunate, but obviously we do know that they do spawn here. There's a Totodile there, actually, just behind that bench, and obviously it wasn't there before. I'm back at the entrance of Wild Zone 20. That Totodile was not there when I first came here. That Roserade wasn't there before. So as you can see, it is resetting these Pokemon. It's resetting the spawns, and I think this is just the most efficient way to get a starter Pokemon shiny in Legends EA. Obviously, it's a lot better with the shiny charm, and it does take a while to run around, but it's not just the starters that you're respawning. Like that Garbodor wasn't there last time. It was like a Lucario or Scrafty or something, I can't remember. But yeah, the whole point of this is just keep running around, and you're just constantly respawning more and more Pokemon. There's a Charmander over there that wasn't there last time. It's just, like I said, it's an efficient way to shiny hunt all the starters at the same time. I've not really found a better method to do it. And now we are back at the start. Obviously, the Totodile isn't there. But obviously, the Charmander will have despawned now. I'm all the way over here. So, yeah, there's not really a lot to it. You're just running around. You can go in every now and again to obviously get closer and, you know, see if there's any shiny sounds. Because I'm not sure if the Sparkle will obviously happen. I mean, you'll be able to see the shiny anyway. If, like, that God of War was shiny, be able to see it. But, yeah, this is a very efficient way, like I say, for shiny hunting the starters in Pokemon Legends EA. I just don't know what to call it yet. Coming up next, we're going to be going over the respawn-despawn method. Now, this is a very efficient way of shiny hunting Pokemon if there is like a long stretch of path that you can run across, because it will respawn and despawn a shiny Pokemon. Now, we have Larvitar over here. This is a really good spot for Larvitar. And what you're going to do is you're just going to run away from it until it's out of sight and it despawns. So let's just go down here, and then we're going to run back to it, and then it will respawn a brand new Larvitar, as you can see over there. Now, you know this definitely works because sometimes it will spawn alphas and stuff, and if you want even more kind of reassurance, then you can go over to the Pokemon, you can lock onto it, you can check the gender, you can check the level and stuff. Because obviously if that changes, then it is a different Pokemon. I mean, it's a Larvitar that's an alpha now, whereas the last one wasn't. So you know it's a different Larvitar than the one that we just previously seen. And that's all you literally need to do. Just run back and forth. There are loads of different locations where this works. I'm just using the Larvitar, for example. I do have a guides channel as well where I'm going over like every single specific location. So if you want like a specific Pokemon that works with this, like Dratini or Litwick or something like that, I'm going to be going over all of that on the guys channel. It's in the description down below. I just don't want to put like 50 different shiny guide videos on this channel because it would just obviously clump it all up. But either way, this is, like I say, one of the most efficient methods to shiny hunt. And if you want reassurance, just lock onto it so you can see the gender changing, you can see the level changing, stuff like that. But as long as you can see it respawn and despawn, it will be a brand new Pokemon. But yeah, very, very good method. Definitely recommend it. It's one of the best ones in Legends EA. The next shiny hunting method that I'm going to be going over today for Pokemon Legends EA is the cafe method. Already spoken about this before as well. Very, very simple to do. It's basically what the fast travel method is, but with the cafes you get more spawns because you are in the wild zone, so you're closer to Pokemon, which means your radius has more Pokemon in it. Now, there's a cafe in Wild Zone 6, there's a cafe in Wild Zone 15. I don't think there's a cafe in any others, so this only works for these two wild zones. But as you can see, in Wild Zone 6, when you spawn at this cafe, you hit the Meditite, you hit the Houndoom, you hit the Houndour. In fact, I'll actually place a marker so you can kind of see how close we are to all of these different spawns and stuff. So let's spawn at this cafe here. It also hits the Alpha Pikachu as well on the rooftop, which is very useful for a shiny Alpha. So I'm going to put let's just put the marker there. So as you can see, from there, let's just use 50 meters for an example again. Every Pokemon up to this location will roll as a shiny. So it hits these Houndours, hits Alpha Houndoom, hits the Meditites. They only spawn in the day though, which is unfortunate. But either way, if you're on the day, you get even more Pokemon that can obviously roll as a shiny. And then as well as that, you hit the Alpha Pikachu as well. Where if you were spawning at the beginning of the Wild Zone, it wouldn't be hitting all of these Pokemon. So literally all you have to do is just keep or keep respawning, fast traveling to this cafe over and over again. I recommend doing it like 10 to 15 times and then obviously checking everything because of course if the shiny Pokemon is there, it won't despawn. So it's very, very useful for that. But yeah, just going to do it 3 or 4 times and obviously look around again. All of these Pokemon will re-roll as a new encounter and then hopefully you can grab a shiny Pokemon. Again, there's also a cafe in Wild Zone 15 as well. So if I just go up to there just to show it off here. This one's a little bit more aggro because there's a lot of alpha Pokemon that spawn here. But again, you can just quickly keep resetting this spawn without them even like seeing you. And it will obviously roll these Pokemon every single time. This is a good one as well because you can get Scolipede here, you can get Whirlipede here, you can get Beedrill, Gourgeist, Pumpkaboo. This affects all of the Pokemon in this cafe radius. So all the Pokemon around this corner here, all of these will be affected by this kind of fast travel method. So very, very good method for hitting more spawns. Again, it's just basically the fast travel method, but with more spawns. The cafes are very, very useful in this game. So yeah, that is another shiny hunting method in Pokemon Legends EA. Coming up next, we're going to be going over the shiny fossil method for Pokemon Legends EA. Now, unfortunately, this method is unaffected by the shiny charm, so even if you have got it, it is still a 1 in 4096. But anyway, if you do want to shiny hunt Tyrant and Amora in this game, you first have to go to the Stone Emporium. You can also pick up the Older Amber here as well, which is also very useful if you're trying to shiny hunt Aerodactyl. And then I just recommend buying like 5 or something like that. It is a little bit expensive, obviously 100k for 5 fossils. It's not cheap, but this is the best way to get shiny Tyrant and shiny Amora and shiny Aerodactyl. Then after that, you're going to want to go to the Pokemon Research Lab. There is a side quest here that you have to do, which allows you to restore fossils. You get it quite early. That's very easy to do. He literally gives you 20 grand to buy a fossil. And then all you have to do now is just go to the laboratory with your 5 fossils, save in front of this guy here who is going to restore the fossils, and then you literally just keep giving him the fossil that obviously you want to, I guess, restore. So just keep clicking Jaw Fossil over and over again, and it is going to spawn this Pokemon every single time. Now, luckily, it doesn't auto-save when you restore a fossil, which is very useful, which means you don't have to keep buying more and more. You literally just keep going over and over again. You don't even have to check the Tyrant either, because when it pops up at the top, it will be a shiny if it is a shiny. So what I mean by that is, obviously, I'm restoring this, I get the Tyrant, and then it will pop up saying obtained. So if it was a shiny Tyrant, it would be shiny in that spot there at the top of the screen. So you literally just keep going through them. You can generally do it as many times as you want. You can buy 5 fossils, 10 fossils, 20 fossils, 50 fossils. Depends how much money you have. If you have the shiny charm, you've probably got a lot of money from the ZA Royale and stuff. So that's all you have to do. And let's say I've gone through all my fossils, I didn't get a shiny. All I'm going to do now is soft reset, and then I'm going to be back in front of this guy with my 5 fossils, and then you just keep doing it like that. Unfortunately, there's no quicker way to shiny hunt the fossils in this game. It's 1 in 4096. You can't find them in wild zones. You can just restore them from this guy. And so I've just soft reset, so I can just go into my satchel again, go over here, and as you can see, I still have 5 Jaw fossils. So you don't lose your fossils. It doesn't autosave. You just keep doing it over and over and over again until you get that shiny Tyrant, and then you do the same for shiny Amora and shiny Aerodactyl. But that's how you shiny hunt fossil Pokemon in Pokemon Legends EA. And then finishing things off for today's video, make sure you get your free shiny Mareep. There is a free shiny Pokemon in this game, just like we got a free shiny Ponyta in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is this side mission that pops up very early on in the game. It's very, very easy to do. All you have to do is accept the side mission, and then after that, you just go into the Wild Zone 1 and then just go up the ladders, and then you will see a shiny Mareep. The cutscene will play and then you can catch it. You've probably got this anyway, but it's definitely worth grabbing if you haven't, because it's a free shiny Mareep. You can't really go wrong with it. But with that though, it does wrap up today's video. I think that's the majority of the shiny hunting methods in Pokemon Legends EA, all the different gimmicks and quirks that you can kind of apply to this game to get shiny Pokemon even faster. Obviously, there's other kind of mini things that you can do that I've probably not gone over in this video, which will come to light as people experiment more and more, but I think for this video, we pretty much got the majority of them. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below. It does really help out. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment, what is the best shiny Pokemon that you found so far in Pokemon Legends EA. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. It's everything from me though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.